And we are live. It's your favorite insurance agent, DarnaldJr. This is FinLit Live. This is a show where we talk about financial literacy. And today we're talking about the real requirements for funding. There's a lot of myths and misconceptions out there about getting funded. And so we're here to address that. And I have an expert on. You're definitely going to want to tune into the show. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get lit. All right, so this is my first time meeting her. She was referred to the show, so I'm super excited to have her on the show because it sounds like she has a wealth of knowledge. Ashley, hey, how's it going?
What's up? I am so great. How are you?
Fantastic. I appreciate you for taking time out your busy schedule. You've been going through a lot over the past week or so, so
Yeah.
hopefully it's a chance to just channel that and just to focus and to relax a little bit. So
No, I'm super excited. Yeah.
Absolutely. So without any further ado, how about you go ahead and introduce yourself, who you are, where you're from, and what are you up to?
Sure, absolutely. So my name is Ashley Gunther. My company and I am known as the Lone Wolf. I like to present that I have the tattoo and everything. So I'm originally from Maine. Now I live outside of Nashville, Tennessee. And what my company does is we help startups and small businesses nationwide, or even individuals, help get funding, whether that's to expand, maybe to start their business, or for so many other reasons. Like, we've helped people get plastic surgery, we've helped people buy vehicles, we've helped people buy homes or renovate. So as a company, what we do is we like to help different people start their dreams or expand. Personally, though, like I said, I'm from Maine. One of the cool things about me is I never went to college, and I never thought that I would be in the finance industry. It seems like such a boring topic or a boring industry. And so I like to think that I bring a little bit of extra spiciness to it.
Love it. That's awesome. So first of all, let's start with the name of your company. Like, this is a very, very cool name. Like, what's the backstory behind the name of your company?
Sure. So to be honest, the first company that I ever had, it was called Honesty Financial. And eventually we rebranded in a few different names. And so about a year and a half ago, my company was actually called Cap Funding. And I was realizing that I didn't feel a true personal connection with the actual brand. And so I remember sitting down and, we were talking about manifesting a little, and I was doing this prayer/manifesting, and I was just asking the universe for some type of sign. And what was funny is I looked down, and I've had this tattoo for several years. And the reason why I originally got this tattoo is I always called myself the Lone Wolf, Lone. From the time I was very little, I had to overcome adversity and be resilient, and I'm often called gritty. And so oftentimes that was completely solo and by myself. And so I've always referred to myself as the Lone Wolf. And I just remember doing this prayer and asking and looking down and realized lone, Loan. And it was at the same time I realized it was ridiculous, because why didn't I come up with this concept so long before? But it was in that perfect moment where I was needing something that was going to truly convey my passion. That's the thing about my company. And we will go to bat for you. We fight for you. We protect you. We make sure we do what's best for you. And it's the way of the wolf. And so it all came together in like the most beautiful thing. And I immediately changed everything. And so now people will be like, oh my gosh, you have the tattoo. And I'll like, it had manifested, and it was far before I realized it. So I'm really excited about that. And people go crazy over the name. Like, I have this big chain that I wear to conferences, and everyone's like, this is the coolest thing ever. So I love that you pointed that out. Thank you so much.
You're such a marketing genius. I love it.
Right? Thank you.
That's cool. So it sounds like you didn't start in finance, and it was kind of a journey to get in there. Like, what was that journey like for you to finally end up where you are right now?
Thank you. And I love this question because it was, again, at such a pivotal moment. So let me go back to 2017, and we touched upon it, just getting to know each other before the call. 2017, I had put out my first 2 courses ever. One of the courses was called Go Further Beyond, and it was a marketing and sales course. And what I was doing is I was teaching anybody, whether you were in an MLM or a direct sales company, or you were running your own independent business, maybe as a contractor or a plumber or whatever. And I was teaching people how to learn marketing, how to brand, how to sell themselves on social media and online. And I amassed 1,200 students in the process over a 3-month period. And also during that time, I released an e-commerce training. So I was helping all these people learn how to market whatever product or whatever services they were offering. So I was helping people find success. And during that time, one of my students, he was going through a lot of things personally, and I didn't know about it. And so we fast forward, and it was next year, it was February. He came to me, and he was moving back to Sweden because his wife was having their second child. And he came to me and he said, Ashley, he's like, what you don't know is it was some of my darkest times last year. And because of you, like, I made it through. He's like, so I want to gift you half of my finance company. Well, what he didn't know was I had been manifesting again. I had asked the universe. I felt like I was at a crossroads, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue just doing the marketing. I wanted to find something again that I was passionate about, where I could change even more lives. I felt like my calling was higher. So I was asking the universe for this. And then Cody offered it, and not knowing anything and never having the idea I would get into finance, I jumped into it. And it was a very rough year. Well, fast forward, what's crazy is in October, he came to me and he shut everything down. He didn't tell me, so I had to start all over from there. And that's what got me into a very special program where I had the most exclusive, rare mentoring for 2 years that you can't buy on the market. And that's the reason why I am who I am today, and the reason why we've gotten people 1.2 billion since February of 2018. And so to segue into whatever you're going to ask me next, I just want to plug this in that, like, I thought that was the worst moment when Cody shut everything down, but it plowed this new path open for me to have such an incredible opportunity with mentorship that it changed my life forever. And so when we're going through those challenges, hindsight is always quite amazing for us to be able to look back and appreciate these things. But when we're hitting these walls and it feels like it's terrible, every time that's happened to me, and I've kind of let you in on a little bit of that, but every time it's happened to me, it's opened up to something even greater. So I just wanted to say that.
That's so powerful. Thank you for sharing that. And I love the fact that when one door closes, another door opens. And one of the things I'm very adamant about is mentorship. So it's awesome that you were able to find that mentor. And it sounded like it wasn't a one and done. It was a continuous process. And you probably still have that mentor in your life today. And so it's like,
actually, no.
No? Okay. Okay.
Let me tell you again, what was crazy is after 2 years, the most incredible mentorship, I didn't know he was in legal trouble. I didn't know that the company hadn't filed taxes. I can say this. He came to me right before Christmas, and he thought that I was backdooring, which in our industry means he thought I was going through somebody else for funding. He was going through a really bad time in his life. I'm not going to name his name. It's not important. But again, it's a story, again, of adversity. It was December 17th. It was my 2-year and 2-day anniversary. And I woke up, and the company that I was helping build with him, because he promised me if I put in all this sweat, he would give me part ownership. I helped him grow for 2 years as he helped me grow. He helped me grow, and forever, ever indebted for that, because it was beautiful. But this man shut down my email, cut off partnership, and told me I owed him $12,000. So right before Christmas, and he did it to many people. He had a hard time, and I don't know if he's still recovered to this day. But again, it was one of those things where I had been doing that. I've been creating this, and I thought, oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened to me. That was my initial thought, and this is so bad. What am I going to do? And because I'm no longer in that position where I'm working for someone else, even though I was my own individual, again, that door closed, a better door opened. But if I didn't have that for 2 years, I wouldn't have had what I had today. And in spite of what he did, he cut me off when I needed, again, it's the lone wolf, to be my own human. I don't need to help someone else build that way. I can help myself build mine. And that's one of the reasons why I created my courses, is because the exclusivity of the mentorship I got, you cannot get online. And there are people that want to be loan brokers or want to help people get loans, and they're following these other people, and those people are lying or not teaching them the right thing, or they have no clue, because you can't actually get this training out there. And the courses that are available are far more expensive, but they don't give the real deal. I just realized it sounds like a sales plug, and I apologize. That's not what I'm leading to. This is why I do everything I do, though, because I see all the time people saying you can throw $2,500 and I'll teach you how to get an age corporation and you can get $250,000 from that. No, you can't. That worked 8 years ago. That no longer works. But guess what? Every day people are paying that money out, and they're losing, thinking they're going to get this money. So I take it personally. And so I've put that into my courses. I put that into my posts. I put that into my YouTubes. I try to plug it in as much to these podcasts, just to spread that, listen, certain things used to work. Those are outdated. A lot of these things that they're teaching you, they're literally illegal. They are teaching you fraud.
Wow.
They're teaching you money laundering tactics. And then you have other people going, no, it's real. It works.
That's horrible.
It is pretty horrible. It's bad. Yeah.
So that's perfect segue into the subject for today. I love it.
Boom, boom.
Right? That's some of the things that people should be aware of, correct? And what are some of the other things people should be aware of if they're trying to get funding, or some of the things you've heard people share that
absolutely,
big red flag, you really should not do that?
I got you. I took some notes. I love taking my notes. So first of all, I'd like to clarify more of the myths, because unfortunately there is a lot of misrepresentation or misinformation, or, like I say, part of the picture is painted. And social media is a very powerful thing, and it can teach you a lot, but can also teach you a lot that's not true. And unfortunately, just because somebody has tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of followers and they're getting all these likes doesn't mean what they're saying is true. So I like to break down common things that are being taught to y'all that simply are not true. So first of all, if you've ever been told that you need to get a CPN, let's say you have bad credit and bad personal credit, and someone's saying, hey, you can get a loan, we'll get you a CPN. CPNs are illegal. I don't care how many times somebody says they are legal. They are illegal. Ask somebody with FICO. Ask somebody with Experian, the company. Ask anybody of an actual real company related to credit scores. Okay, a CPN, and it's okay if you don't know what a CPN is. Go. I say go.
What is a CPN?
It's a personal number that people they steal them from babies. They steal them from babies or dead people. I'm just going to be really real with you. A CPN is a fake number. They say it's like a social security number that you would put in place of your social security number. And then you're supposed to get approved for things. CPNs are literally either stolen social security numbers. And a lot of people are going to argue, I don't have time to argue. Talk to somebody at FICO, talk to the Experian people, talk to the people that do this. You cannot get a loan with a CPN. And if you're putting down a CPN number on a loan application, you just committed fraud. It's asking for your social security number. People are going to say, but the rappers and the celebrities use it. Please stop just reading a social media post and thinking that it's real. The next big thing with personal credit in general is a lot of people will look to get a credit sweep. A lot of people are talking about credit sweeps. A credit sweep is where a company is going to tell you to file a false, they're going to say it's not false, police report. They're going to tell you to go down to the police station, say a certain thing in a particular way, and get this police report. Then you're going to take the police report, you're going to give it to the credit repair company, and then they're going to file disputes saying that somebody stole your identity. This is fraud. You are frauding many things. Now, people will say the credit system isn't made to benefit us, it's rigged. Of course, I get it, I understand, but we still have to understand what's going to work and what's not. In theory, when you get a credit sweep, it removes all the bad stuff. Well, once somebody does that credit sweep, they're going to have to add good things to it, like primary lines or authorized user accounts. So what credit repair people are promising, is pay for this credit sweep, we'll take away everything, then we'll add a bunch of BS. I call it BS because it's not real. It's going to give you a temporary quick credit score, and now they're acting like you can get funding. You can't get funding like that because banks and credit unions and credit card companies and lenders are going to look and they're going to see that your credit score is made up from a bunch of fake stuff. You're not going to get approved like you used to. So that's one of those hacks people are using, or something that they're selling that, number one, is illegal, and number two, doesn't work as effectively as it used to. I don't know if you've heard of a credit sweep before. Have you personally?
Not specifically in those words. Yeah. So this is good.
Yeah.
I love it. This is why I have this show, because we're here to learn.
Yeah.
We're here to get
I'm going to tell you guys the real truth. And what's funny is some people charge for this, but there's very few people in the finance industry that are going to tell you these things. In fact, what you're going to see is a lot of these finance people are promoting CPNs. If you see a credit repair person, it sounds very hard to say apparently, offering CPNs, offering credit sweeps, they are illegal. They're teaching fraud. And these people are getting in trouble. The Federal Trade Commission is coming after. You can go on the ftc.gov. You can go on and you can go to their news reports and you can check on the businesses, small and large. Credit Bay, literally a company called Credit Bay. I believe she was a female out of Atlanta. She got busted last year and I think is going to jail because of the fraud she was creating for credit sweeps.
Nice.
Very legal. So yeah, credit sweeps. The next I like to talk about is business credit, because business credit is the biggest crock of bull that is being sold to you online. It's being misrepresented. So if you're seeing posts saying something like, we can get you funding up to 150K in 90 days, don't need your personal credit score, business credit, EIN only, I'm going to break this down. And maybe this is all very overwhelming. You're like, what the heck, right?
Oh, no, this is good stuff.
Right? An EIN number is what you get. It's going to identify your business. So when you get your LLC or your corporation, then you apply for your EIN. Your EIN is free. Don't pay anyone for your EIN. You go to your state website, type in your state, type in EIN. Boom, that's how you get your EIN, right? So a lot of people like to pretend that you can get loans using your EIN only. They say your EIN is your business's social security number. That's what they like to say. And it kind of is, but it's also not. It's just a number. That EIN is just a number. So you cannot walk into a bank or a credit union or go online and get a loan with EIN only. You cannot get a loan. These companies and these gurus, these fake gurus, these furus are saying you can get loans with EIN only. No, that is a lie. There is nowhere you can get an EIN only loan. Now, they'll argue with me and say, okay, business credit. So business credit is something that you have to build just like personal credit. You have to sign up for a Duns and Bradstreet number. You need to now sign up for SAMS.gov. And I'm dropping knowledge that people write this down, y'all. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, because I'd love to give definitions, but we'll be on here forever. Write it down, look it up. You're getting all the gold. I'm not holding anything back, right? So that's how you start. Yeah, no, I love it. I love doing this, because I'd much rather you get the real information and not have to pay for it. But
right.
So you're getting your Duns, you're getting your SAMs, and then you have to build your business credit. But the issue is you're being misled with what business credit gets you. A lot of people think, oh, I have bad credit, so I'm going to establish business credit and my bad credit won't hurt me anymore. That is a lie. If you're working with anybody saying your bad personal credit doesn't matter or your personal credit doesn't matter, they are misguiding you. They are not being truthful or transparent. Now, there's even companies and lenders that do it. They'll say your credit score doesn't matter. If you're talking about business funding, I'm going to keep using the word funding for a reason. When people say you can use your business credit to get funding, the funding isn't loans. That's why they don't call them loans. The funding is net 30 lines. Net 30 lines are vendor lines from different companies like Quill, Quill, or Uline, Uline if you know about shipping supplies, okay? You can get a credit line where you apply and say, hey, you can spend $250 with us. Cool. And then when you purchase it, you have 30 days to pay it off. It's not like a credit card where you get a minimum payment, you have to pay it off. So a lot of business credit gurus are trying to tell you that in order for you to get business funding, which you think are loans and lines of credit, but it's not, because they're tricking you with what the funding is, they're going to tell you to get 5 net 30 lines and start putting money into that. So eventually you can get loans to avoid your bad business, your bad personal credit. But that's not true. Net 30 lines don't get you loans. Net 30 lines don't get you credit cards. You still need your personal credit to be a 680, and for many over 700 to get business credit cards. Most business credit cards you have to personally guarantee, which is called PG. So many gurus are teaching you no PG this, no PG that. Don't need a PG, acting like you don't need to use your personal credit as well. Personally guaranteeing something and somebody looking at your personal credit is 2 different things. Every lender, every bank, every credit union, the SBA, they all look at your personal credit score. If your personal credit score isn't at the minimum requirement, you 9.9 times out of 10 get declined, because that's the number one most important thing. So if you're working with lenders that say your credit score doesn't matter, that's not a loan, but it's called a merchant cash advance. It's an advance. So it's like a payday loan. They're looking at your numbers to see how much you're making. Then they do a calculation and they will advance you money, but you have to pay that out Monday through Friday in these small payments. They cannot be called loans. It's illegal. It says so in the contract. But guess what? Plenty of reps and plenty of lenders are out there calling them loans. That's again why you see people using the word funding. Funding is advances. Funding is net 30 accounts. Funding is corporate cards. Corporate cards are Sam's Club, Walmart, Target. Those are not lines of credit as in just cash. These are not loans. And so what the business credit gurus are telling you is, we can get you up to 150K in funding, business credit. You don't use your personal credit. There's no personal guarantee. So half of that's not true. First of all, if you've been in business not very long, let's say 3 months or even under a year, and you're not making that much money, you're not getting approved for 30 and 50K. You're getting approved for 300 or 1,000. And then you're not getting approved for anything that you can just use on anything. That's the other thing. Use the funding for anything. No. Like if you have a Home Depot card, you can't use that at Walmart. So then people are trying to figure out how to illegally liquidate it. So then you have all these crazy ideas where people are like, hey, I got 10K on a Home Depot card, pay me 8K and you get to use it. And I'm like, how are you making money? You still have to do the monthly payments. So then you have gurus that say, don't make the payments, let it go default, take that money and run, and it won't affect you. And it's like, no, that's not true either, because now you're getting sued. I have spoken to plenty of people that have paid $10,000 to a guru. The guru told them to not pay their business credit, saying they can't come after them. And now they owe $55,000 and their bank account shut down. Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
Yeah, it's bad. Yes. So the business credit, There's so many misconceptions. The business credit isn't going to, you're going to always have your personal credit looked at. If your personal credit is bad, you will get bad options or no options. And business credit isn't getting you loans. It can get you business credit lines with businesses. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I appreciate you for sharing that. You are dropping gold. You are a gold mine.
Thank you.
So,
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
so if you're watching this and if you have any questions, feel free to type in the chat and I'll bring it on the screen and ask our guests here. As they're doing that, obviously you have a lot of experience, a lot of wisdom. How can people get a hold of you if they want to reach out and they have other questions or they're trying to get funded or get loans themselves? So
I am not one of those people that say don't DM me. You can DM me on Facebook. It's under Ashley Gunther. I look like me. I could always put whatever in the chat, or you can have it posted later. Also, I say text me. If you want to text me, 615-609-1177. Just give me your full name, your business name, do a little intro. Don't just say, hey. People like to be a little creepy. I'm cool with some creepy, but just like, let's establish a relationship first. That's what I always say. And then you can also, our website is www.theloanwolf.co, not .com, but .co, and loan is LOAN. But all of that is also available on my Facebook page. And like I said, my DMs are open. I check my filtered. So you can shoot me a friend request. You can hit that follow, shoot me a message. Always willing to answer questions. Absolutely. If a consultation is needed. But the one thing I'll let you know is we don't charge anybody up front to help them get funding. So you're not paying for anything until possibly we charge you on the back end. We do that for startups, but for small businesses that are getting like advances and lines of credit, they don't even pay us. The lenders pay us. So a lot of what we do, and I'll say for free. I'll put it like that because, of course, we make money somewhere. And then we also do payment processing. So a lot of small businesses are looking at PayPal and Stripe. And unfortunately, even though they're easy to set up, they are the two worst options you could really choose for the majority of industries. And so we help you set up a stable, scalable, protected payment processor where if you need help, you actually speak to someone here and not somebody overseas. You have a real rep that helps. We do the training. And because we're a marketplace, think about like how you go on Amazon and shop and pick and choose. That's how we work with loans and payment processing. We're looking to find you the best options for you, not the best options for anybody, if that makes sense.
I love it. I love it. Well, it sounds like your wealth of resources. And on Thursday nights, I'm actually teaching a class and basically teaching them how to start a business from scratch. We're helping put in their business plan together. So I might talk to you about that offline as far as
please.
Come and talk to our class as a guest speaker. So
I would love. I'm always available to teach. It's one of my favorite things. I love it.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate your time and thank you for taking time out. I know it's are y'all Central Standard Time in Tennessee too, or is it?
Yeah, we're Central. Yeah.
So we're on the same time zone.
Yep.
That's great. So cool. Well, thank you so much and look forward to having you on in the future. For
sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, if you got any value out of today, go ahead and smash that like button. If you're on YouTube, do all that YouTube-y things, subscribe, like, share, whatever. You don't have to if you don't want to, but if you think this is going to be valuable for a person that is in the process of looking for a loan or has explored these gurus, quote unquote gurus, that are saying that they could get their credits wiped like she was talking about, then share this video with them. Let them be enlightened. That way they don't have to go through the pain and heartache that a lot of people are going through. And that's the purpose of this show, because there's a lot of great information out there and there's a lot of false information out there. And we need to address the things that are false. And so we need to bring them to the light. And once they're brought to the light, then that's when the truth could shine, because the truth sets people free. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in, and I appreciate you guys for getting lit.